Well, hello, everybody. It's Dr. Hank, and welcome to the Dr. Hank Show. And oh, goodness, you know what we do here? We help everybody become their greatest possibility. And whether it's in your business or in your mind, everything starts from your mind. But today we have just another remarkable guest, and Lisa Marie Pepe. And that she is just the master at building your confidence, which all you really need is to be confident, and that reflects onto everybody, but also how to have online visibility. And you're going to love the show and what we have with it. And then Lisa Marie has a really neat offer at the end to have jaw dropping graphics. And I love that, just the sound of it. So, welcome to the show, Lisa Marie.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. It's always exciting to come on and just be able to share my story and inspire and empower other people. That's what really lights me up at the end of the day.
That's awesome. Well, you want to start with your story then? Share a little about you and
Absolutely.
right.
My gosh, where do I begin, right? Because like so many people, I've had many monumental, life-changing moments.
Mhm.
But I can share where I started my entrepreneurial career. That
Right.
sounds like a good place to start. So, although I had gone to school and I had already obtained a master's degree in education and a master's degree in clinical psychology, I worked very briefly in both of those fields. I got incredibly burnt out. I was only 27 years old and already had, a ton of education, but I never really stopped just to take care of me. It was years of perfectionism, years of pushing to
Yeah.
be the very best, how to be number one in my class, how to get straight A's, how to be, perfect, right? Which we know is an illusion, right?
Yeah.
So around 27, 28, I just completely fell apart. Just a classic nervous breakdown,
Wow.
where I was just physically, emotionally, and spiritually bankrupt. That's the only way I can describe it. And I had to rebuild my life.
Wow.
And I know it sounds crazy because I was so young, but you think about it, I had been in school since I was 4. And 23 years of
Yeah.
just nonstop push, 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 go, go, go.
Yeah.
And everything just kind of fell apart. And so as I was rebuilding myself
Mhm.
from the ground up, I had to make a lot of changes. And I had to really look at the areas of my life where I had just been compromising or really just trying to fit myself as a square peg into a round hole.
Yeah.
And really, in a way, just to prove to other people that I was worthy, that I was good enough.
Mhm.
And what I realized was that I probably was never meant to work in those settings, which is why I burnt out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Long story short, we fast forward. I decide I'm going to go back to school again, but this time I'm going to do massage therapy.
Oh,
I figured it's a beautiful blend of me being able to help people, but I'm not taking on the weight of the world literally on my shoulders, trying to help people out of these really, really tough situations.
yeah.
So I graduate from massage therapy training. I feel amazing. I'm about 30 years old at this point. Life is great. I feel physically fit. I feel good inside and out. I'm loving everything.
Wow.
And then I had a car accident. 2011, I will never forget. May
Yeah.
25th of 2011, I'm driving home from work as a massage therapist, and bam, I get whacked on the side of the highway,
Mhm.
and it's just enough to set off a series of events in my body,
Mhm.
which ultimately wound up ending my career as a massage therapist. So once
Ah,
again, here I am now, I'm 31, 32 at the time, and really trying to figure out where am I supposed to be?
mhm.
And then I went through another little dip where I was like, come on, like I was just getting it all together, right? And it
Yeah.
just all fell apart again. So I went through this, another period of sort of really looking at myself, trying to understand who I was. And I was in some really bad jobs. I was in bad relationships. Again, my outside was mirroring the inside.
There
So
you
I
go. It's the
still,
inside job, Lisa Marie.
yes. So I recognized after about 2 years of kind of really playing small and not sticking up for myself, not defending myself, not going after big things in life because I was so afraid of everything that had already fallen apart. I
Yeah,
was scared to take a
right.
risk. So
Yes.
I settled. I settled for mediocrity. I took really poor jobs. I stayed in a long term relationship that was mediocre at best. And so around maybe 33, 34, I just have this massive wake up. And I'm like, you know what? That's it. Like, this is it. I'm done. Like, I need to really, really learn how to accept myself radically, love myself unconditionally. And
Mhm.
that means really changing a lot. So I got it semi right the first time, but I still had more work to do.
Yeah.
So, and I was battling physical injuries as well and chronic pain from the car accident.
Mhm.
So in 2014, I wound up back in education. And again, feeling good about life. I had broken up with a long term partner, was starting to date again. Things were good, but I wound up having shoulder surgery to
Mhm.
repair the damage that had been done 3 years previous when I
Mhm.
had the accident.
Yeah.
So I go out on leave thinking I'm going to have a little shoulder procedure and I'll be back to work in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks turned into a couple of months, which turned into, well, I never went back because it is then that I dove head on into online entrepreneurship.
I'll be there.
It was
Fantastic.
during, yes, it was during that period of recovery
Mhm.
where I was forced to be still.
Mm.
I
Beautiful.
I
Beautiful.
know, and I was
Yeah.
terrified of, oh my goodness, what does this mean? I don't know how to be still.
Yeah. And this being still, so that's the only time God can speak to us is when we're not chattering away. And the shoulder and all these other things are actually blessings because they're
Yes.
taking you to where you want to be. And so tell me, how do you're an expert at building confidence. So with that, amazing story and how you got into what you're doing now and there's entrepreneurship and online that how do you build your confidence?
So it has to start on the inside. And that is exactly what you had just said. And I could not agree more. What I realized in doing the work. And the work was everything from going to therapy to doing hypnosis to working with a Reiki practitioner to journaling and really putting God at the forefront of my life and really, really digging in and identifying positive affirmations for myself
Mhm.
that I programmed into my mind.
That's
Because
awesome.
as you know, we have, I don't even know how many thoughts, right? You probably know the number. I'm not sure.
60,000 thoughts a day.
Exactly. And then you would know the number. Um, and the thing is, if we are not aware or we're not conscientious of
Mm,
what the thoughts are,
yeah.
the negativity can creep in very, very easily.
80% of those 60,000 thoughts are unwanted or what most people would call negative thoughts. And no wonder why we don't have a very good life because our thoughts
Absolutely.
create and become things, our experience. And yeah, so you have to take control, take over.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what I did. I decided I had had enough of beating up on myself,
Mhm.
of listening to the ego throw its temper tantrums over and
Yeah.
over again, about all the reasons why I wasn't good enough or
Mhm.
lovable enough, or, being such a people pleaser and all of that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I was just going to share that the PP, don't be a PP. And you mentioned before that one of the reasons why you ended up in those situations, which again are blessings, but one of the things happened was is that you were trying to please other people. And the issue, the challenge with that, see, we've all been brought up that way. Oh, don't be selfish, think about other people. I can't think or feel for anybody else but myself. But those people that we're trying to please, they're changing like we are all the time, and their preferences change. So what maybe pleases them today, maybe won't please them tomorrow.
Exactly, exactly, right? So I just had this real heart to heart moment with God. I was sitting in my bed. I was recovering from the surgery. I was in a lot of pain physically.
Yeah.
Shoulder surgery is awful. I was in a lot of post surgical pain. And I remember saying to God, you know what? I'm going to throw up my hands and I'm not going to force anything. For the first
Sweet.
time in my life, I'm literally just going to step back and I'm going to let you guide me. Wherever it is you need me to be,
Show
let
me
my
the way.
show me the way. Let my
Oh,
eyes and my ears and my heart be open and
mm,
show me and I will go.
that's beautiful. And
And
an analogy, if I can, on that is, we all are swimming upstream and thinking we got to work hard and it's effort and we got to sacrifice. We think all our desires are up there. And what you did, Lisa Marie, is you said, I'm done swimming upstream. And when you let go like that and let God, if you will,
yeah,
that and you start going downstream, that's where all our desires are, and they're all low-hanging fruit, all of our desires
exactly.
when we
Exactly.
let go. That's beautiful, Lisa.
Exactly. So in that moment of surrender, I just knew that with God by my side, I knew that the way would be shown and that I didn't need to panic. I didn't need to force. I
Mm,
didn't need to struggle. I
yeah,
just needed to be.
yeah.
And it was in maybe a couple of weeks where the idea of let's do this thing, right? You are well, like in my mind, I was saying, you're
Yeah.
well educated. You've always been a very good listener. You are very naturally inclined at helping people.
Mm,
Why not start a coaching business? Why not utilize all that I've learned
yeah.
and use it in a way that feels good for me? What
Mhm,
never felt good about working in community mental health was
mhm,
that my hands were so tied, right?
mhm.
I couldn't be the therapist I wanted or needed to
You didn't
be
have the freedom,
for
yeah.
the people who were in front of me. Whereas with
Mhm,
coaching, I can share bits and pieces of my life. So my
yeah,
clients never feel like they're alone or
mm,
they're odd or something's
yeah,
wrong with them, right?
yeah.
And
Beautiful,
and that's
beautiful.
what I love. I love, love, love being able to be vulnerable and showing them that if I can overcome
Yeah,
like the worst of the worst, literally being flat on my back,
right.
I know that I can help support others.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
so
Now,
the mind,
now
yeah, the
and
mind
that
work.
that I just love on how to build your confidence. And you said one thing that really hit us all is this: I just need to be. And for us to be, again, there isn't this working, this effort. And because of, I want to move now to this took you into coaching and to be able to do that. And so all those things that were supposedly bad at the time, they were actually blessings
Yes.
because they helped you to be able to help other people and yourself to become your greatest possibility. And can you share with us now how you got then, or what you do as far as online visibility? Because again, we have maybe 10 minutes here. So, but on online visibility, what are some of the key points that you could help us with to have online visibility?
Yes, absolutely. So a lot of the times, people are afraid to be visible, right? And that means being on video, it can mean being on audio, it could even mean hitting the post just on, a regular, you know, uh, you just write something and you're sitting
Right.
there going,
Personal
ooh,
post.
do I
Yeah.
hit post? Do I not hit post? Right.
Yeah.
And so being visible, yes, it has to do with social media,
Mhm.
but it has also to do with really showing up for yourself.
Mm.
And so every day having something to look forward to, and that can be in the form of, yes, you coming on to do a Facebook Live or an IG Live or LinkedIn Live or whatever, but it can also mean reaching out to be on podcasts. It can
Mhm.
be reaching out to be published in other people's blogs or
Mhm.
larger online publications. There's
Mhm.
so much that goes into being visible.
Mhm.
And I love all of it. I think it's all very important. And
Mhm.
I love that we have different platforms for different people, like Clubhouse, for example, is
Mhm.
great for people who do very well with audio, but
Mhm.
who don't love to be on video.
Ah,
It's
man.
a beautiful way. They can go in, they can talk, but they're not visually being
Yeah.
seen, right?
Yeah.
That's a
And
great
what is that? Clubhouse?
Clubhouse. Yeah,
Ah,
that's a new platform,
okay.
fairly new, within a year, I'd say, that a lot
Okay.
of folks are using.
Awesome.
Um, a great business building tool, again, there's no video, but you can see just like a picture of the person who is speaking
Oh,
and
okay.
on stage, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The
I
other
don't think
way,
I like that because
no,
I
I
like
love
all
video.
this.
Yeah, I love video. I'm a straight up video. Like, let me talk. I want to be
Yeah.
example. I want to
But
talk.
for those that are, maybe just beginning or whatever, and,
Yeah,
everybody's, or many people are self conscious of, what they look like or whatever. Or like, for example, if you have a bad hair day, nobody really knows but you.
right.
So, like, who cares? I mean,
I
I
know.
don't even hardly have any hair.
So here's the other thing that I teach people. It
Yeah.
is not about how you look, it's
Yeah.
about what you say.
You bet. Yeah.
Your message is
How you,
far more important
yeah.
than whether your hair is perfectly aligned and you've got your, best makeup on. And it's not about that. I have seen people jump on who've literally just woken up, but they had a thought and they
Yeah.
had to get it out.
Yeah.
And they did, and it was a beautiful message that needed to be heard.
Yeah. And I
Um,
think with that message too is your vibration. Like, how are you
yeah,
feeling? Because people can just pick up on that. And even if your words are magical, if you aren't, into it and have that vibration and happy and uplifting, that can, affect the message as well. So, yeah,
yeah,
love
yeah,
it. Love it.
yeah.
So, can you share with us that I just love this one offering that you have, and it's about this jaw-dropping graphics. And
Mhm.
can you tell us a little? And this has to do with that visibility and everything.
Yeah.
And so, can you tell us what that offering is and what it entails?
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for the opportunity to share.
Yeah.
So, around this time of year, I really love to just practically give away something that I know is incredibly valuable. This
Yeah.
year, I'm doing a master class. It'll be held on December 8th of
Okay.
2021.
Okay.
Um, we're going to do it from, I think it's 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m.
Okay.
Eastern time.
Okay.
But what the class is a hands-on, experiential. We're going to be actually doing it together. I'm going to
Cool.
teach people how to create jaw-dropping graphics
I love
to
that.
put on social media in literally less than 15 minutes per day
Wow.
using free tools,
Mm.
online free tools and apps.
That is great. Can
And
you give me an
I love it.
example? What would that like? Would you have a jaw breaking a graphic to show us, or at least tell us what would that maybe look like?
Yeah, so a lot of it has to do with you bringing in your own personal energy and your brand,
Ah,
right? Like there's so much that goes into who you are as an entrepreneur, but then how you show up and how you are represented when you are not physically actually speaking or
mm,
talking. It's how you represent and how you show up, the imagery you use, the words you use, the elements you use. I love personal branding,
Yeah.
and because I believe that it encompasses the personality of the person, right?
Yeah.
Especially in our field, right?
Yeah.
It's not like designing a logo that is just for the sake of designing a logo. The logo
Right.
has personality, it has meaning behind it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I have long been creating my own graphics. I do them for my own podcast.
No,
I
okay.
do
Yeah,
them
you
for
got
my
great graphics. Yeah.
thank you, thank you. And
So, so,
I love it.
yeah. So tell me, I'll give you just, let's use me as an example. The color that I typically have is this beautiful sky blue. And
Mm,
so it's blue and kind of heavenly and angelic, if you will. Also blue water, flowing and all that. My logo is actually a heart
mm.
and because I got lots of heart, and then it's like a little arrow that's going in that heart, kind of like the Cupid,
Mhm.
and so just kind of hearing that. What kind of graphic or maybe something would you be able to? What are your thoughts behind
Yeah,
just that? Yeah.
yeah. So here's what I feel, right? We can take a basic color like
Uh,
sky blue, which is beautiful in and of itself. It
yeah.
brings about tranquility and healing. It reminds us of the sky, the ocean, all of that.
Yeah.
But when we add in textures and elements to it, we could literally take just a blue square and
Mm.
we can overlay it with a beautiful ocean, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's very soothing. And then maybe we layer on top of that, and it's a quote that is directly from you. And
Ah,
then
like
it's
one of my famous quotes is, I don't face reality. I create reality.
right. And so I can see that already in my mind's eye. You
Yeah,
have
yeah,
your blue as your brand color, right? And
yeah,
maybe you have a couple of other colors you play with.
yeah.
And I see this beautiful canvas of
Mhm.
this textured blue, and then on top of it is maybe a white layer that's transparent, and it
Mhm.
has a quote by you with your brand fonts. And
Yeah,
then your name is there, so you're always representing yourself. And
yeah.
then we also put your logo and your website on every piece of
Ah,
content.
yes.
Because again, your images, your graphics are meant to drive people back to the original source. So this is one of the things I always see people missing, right? It's
And
like,
this is what we're going to be doing, right? This in
yes, so
this
I'm gonna
shop. So
absolutely.
you just got a flavor for how Lisa Marie can just take a color and a logo that I verbally share with her, and she can create this magnificent, jaw-dropping
Yes,
graphic that will get you that type of exposure.
correct.
So with that, how long is that session then for?
That's a 90-minute live masterclass. It's not,
Okay.
yeah, it's not just already uploaded and go watch it. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
live with my audience.
And
And
normally, what it's $97, but you're offering it to us
yes,
today
yeah,
for how
normally
much?
90, just $27. That's it.
Just $27. So now we're
$27.
saving some money. We're going to have graphics. We're going to increase our self confidence and get more
Yes,
business, be more visible. I mean,
absolutely.
Lisa Marie, you got it, girl. That's
Well, thank
fantastic.
you.
How would we sign up for your class?
Yeah, so this is real easy, super simple.
We like it that way.
Yeah, I know. I'm simplifying everything.
Woo.
So, you can go directly to paypal.me/PTLC. So it stands for Positive Transformation Life Coaching
Oh, I love that.
/27. That's it.
/27.
That's it.
And I
Takes you right
go
to checkout.
and I go to that, and then that does it tell a little about about what you're going to be doing in there?
So I will include a link for you to check out. I'll have a
Okay.
PDF
Yeah.
that shows everything. Like, here's what you get. Here's what you walk
Yeah.
away with.
Great.
But
Yeah.
because it's just like a no-brainer type of offer, we just put the
Yeah.
link out, and we have a lot of posts on social
That's
right now.
awesome.
But I will happily provide that to your audience. We can
Okay.
send them right
Great.
over to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the link for them to sign up will be directly on that PDF.
Okay. Great. So again, it's paypal.com /
No, PayPal.me.
.me. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's another little fun feature that PayPal has. So it's paypal.me
/
PTLC, which stands for my business, Positive Transformation Life Coaching,
uh-huh.
/27. And when it takes you right to PayPal with a $27 checkout.
That's great. Fantastic. Well, Lisa Marie, you've given us a great, a real good feeling about, what you do and how you can help us to increase our confidence, and that you've been through it. You're authentic. And so those that have lived through it, that they're typically the best teachers in the world. And then on how to have these jaw-dropping graphics. And so it's available to all of you. And with that, is there any last comment, words of wisdom you want to leave with us, Lisa Marie?
Yes. I want every single person who is listening to this to know that no matter where you are, no matter what you're going through, no matter where you have been, you are not broken. You may be injured, you may be wounded, you may feel like you're broken, but you're not. I promise you, if I can overcome the things that I've overcome, I promise you that if you just hold on, you have faith in a power greater than yourself, and you allow yourself to heal, to grow, to move, that it will happen. I can promise you that.
Absolutely. I love it. We thank you so much, Lisa Marie, for your words of wisdom, and that, yes, all is well and getting better for all of us. Lisa Marie and I wish you all a happy holidays, and know that 2022 is going to be the best year ever for all of us. Absolutely. God bless you all. And Merry Christmas. Thank you again.